Transition Tuesday. I'm Jane. This is Joe. Today we're talking about how to make big decisions. Why? Because people make decisions big and small all the time. And right now in our family, we are facing a rather big decision about Joe's health care. We have been struggling with Joe's hip dislocation. The spasticity in Joe's body has caused his hip to be dislocated, and this is kind of a CP thing. And, you know, we've talked about pain management, and we've done different kinds of therapies over the years. But this has been a very difficult year for Joe, and so we are asking, what other choices do we have? So one of the choices is to continue doing therapeutic interventions like Botox and injections and pain management through medications, which, you know, we've been trying to do those things. But surgery is also potentially a choice. And it's a big decision. And we've been going, we recently went to the Cerebral Palsy Clinic at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta to discuss some of these options. And Joe participated in that. And so I want to talk to you about how to make big decisions. Here are 5 things to think about. You want to consider your options, duh. You want to consider your values and goals. What are your goals? What are the things that are important to you in general, not just about that particular thing that you're trying to decide about, but what are your core values? Test drive. Take a test drive. Pretend you've made the decision and then look at potential outcomes and examine what are your expectations about either way, either choice. Or if there is more than 2 choices, test drive all your choices. Make a plan for the decision. Okay, so we've decided to do this. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3 steps. And then ask others. Now, I say ask others. I personally, although I am a big social media user, I do not recommend making medical decisions by asking your Facebook friends. Yeah, definitely get input from other parents who've been through a situation, but just putting it up there and getting random advice, particularly about a medical issue, would not be my first choice in making a decision. Here are some things that we are looking at to help us make an informed decision. So face your fears. What are your fears? Well, my fears are that there will be complications, unexpected outcomes once we get a surgery or a treatment. Any medical decision is fraught with your fear of complications. Failure. What if we did the surgery and it doesn't work? An extended period of discomfort. We've already been warned by the doctors that the hip surgery recovery process is quite painful. And we know this because when Joe was 8, he did have hip surgery to prevent his hips from dislocating. And the doctor told us at the time, because of Joe's tone, this would be a temporary solution. And over time, Joe's hip, well, his one hip is dislocated now. So we went through a lot, and now we're looking at having to do it again. So that is a huge fear. And then mom's sanity and guilt. Oh my gosh. So the recovery process is going to be difficult. Making the decision is fraught with worry and concern. Should we have done this earlier? Do I trust the doctors? I mean, you can imagine. You've had to make decisions before as a parent. It's tough. And then, once you make your choice, there's no going back after surgery. Or if we opt not to do the surgery, then it may get to the point where no surgical solution is possible. I mean, you can imagine the kind of fear and worry that's involved in this. And then there's quality of life issues. Pain reduction, number 1. Mobility. Joe is not as mobile as he used to be. My husband Jerry and I cry over videos of Joe when he was young in a gait trainer walking down the hallway. We don't see that anymore. Joe's mobility is extremely compromised due to his hip injury. Hygiene. It's a problem when you have high tone. I'm not going to go into detail. Just trust me. And then independence. Joe's not very independent right now. And the outlook for him being more independent, either post-surgery, which recovery can take up to 6 months or more, or the way he is now, he's not independent. Things that he used to enjoy doing, he doesn't enjoy doing very much. So he's become, very, he sticks close to home. And that's really not very independent for a almost 20-year-old young man. Now you notice I'm not asking Joe what he thinks about this. We certainly aren't going to make a decision like this on camera. But we are involving you because so many of us who have a person in their life with a significant level of disability have to make some very tough choices. Significant health care issues like cancer or any kind of, major disability event requires you to have to make some very big choices. Now, people who don't have disabilities, naturally, everybody makes big decisions. Getting married, which college to go to, getting divorced, putting your family member in an assisted living facility. I mean, we all are making big choices. Getting the COVID-19 vaccine. I mean, we're all making big decisions in our lives. And I guess we're just sharing this because we know that we're in this with you, you fellow human beings. And I guess it's a topic that's worthy of discussion. If any of you have had to do this surgery out there in social media land, we would love to hear about your experiences. And, maybe a little good vibes sent our way would be helpful because this is going to be tough. And we'll keep you posted as things go forward. But, I guess this is our Hey, We're Just Human episode, and just sharing information about what we're going through right now. So wish us luck in making this big decision, and we will see you next time.